Okay, so before we can start advertising, one of the biggest things that we need to learn is actually how this platform works as far as the algorithm. The reason why I'm able to get very consistent results and become very profitable with each product is because I put everything in conjunction in order to play to the algorithm. You see, Facebook actually already has a bucket full of people that they know is very likely to convert. However, they are going to decide whether or not they want to give it to you or give it to another advertiser. This is where the game plays. This is where understanding the algorithm becomes very important, so you know what levers to push in order to attract those buyers. It's not necessarily targeting those buyers, it's attracting them by playing to the algorithm. This is exactly why you can hear maybe 20 advertisers all advertising the same product, but one advertiser is getting incredible results while the other 19 are at subpar results. That's because that one advertiser understands how to play to Facebook's game. So what we're going to be covering in this video is some of the bigger levers for us to focus on as an advertiser. So one of the first levers that Facebook looks at that's very important is time spent. Facebook really cares about how long a user spends on the platform, but it also cares whether or not this advertiser or this ad is engaging the user. So when you have a very engaging first 5 seconds of your video, yes, that is very important. That's why you hear a lot of people talk about that. But the next important thing is interaction. So if they engage with your video, then they interact with your video, or if they look through your comments, this is another big check mark. However, if you go through and now you're getting negative ratings, or people are seeing that this is a scam or this product doesn't work, then this is how you can hear people getting good results in the first week or 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden the results start slowly declining. One reason is because of the negative ratings. Now, another thing people don't realize that is equally as important is when you're advertising, your advertisement should really match closely to your landing page. Now, throughout this course, we literally build the best landing page. Like, this thing is bulletproof. But it is also important to make sure that your ad is congruent with your landing page. And so if we get high quality traffic to land on our landing page and they start bouncing, or they just see that this is irrelevant, that is going to be a negative check mark by Facebook. Now, of course, what's important is account history. If you continuously are getting banned, targeting, very important. How we're going to structure our targeting and dissect it to where we are targeting the best traffic and making sure that we are not wasting ad spend towards the wrong people. And also account structure, how we're going to structure our account to really have data-driven decisions. Then the next one is saturation, which, interesting enough, saturation is not as big of a deal on Facebook as it is on Google. Google, it's important to make sure that the landscape isn't as saturated, but on Facebook, saturation is not as big of a play. Of course, it is important to a certain extent, but it is actually not as important or as big of a lever as everything else. And then the next one is bid. Now, Facebook is automatically going to be setting the bid for you until we start using manual bids, but the bid is only going to be adjusted based off of everything else beforehand. So we can actually think of everything else as like a quality score, and if we're at a 10 out of 10, then our bid will be able to be lower, or Facebook will bid lower, because we are a higher quality advertiser. So these are just some of the pieces that we're going to be covering in depth throughout this program. And one of the key takeaways to take from this video is that Facebook is very dynamic, and the game is not necessarily just mastering one or two of these things. It's actually putting all of these together and having it work in unison in order to have consistent results and being able to scale very profitably. So this is going to be very exciting to continue. So let's go ahead and go to the next one.